Good morning, everybody, and welcome to TCA. We have a special edition this morning. Good morning, Andy.
Good morning, Christian. How are you today?
I'm doing well. So everybody watching, hey, thanks for tuning in this morning. We are live on Facebook and also on YouTube. It looks like our viewership is already up this morning, so that's awesome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. And as you can see, we're in a little bit different format this morning, Andy.
Yeah, things look a little bit different. We're not at the desk. We are absolutely social distancing today.
that we are. Andy and I are not at the desk today, and that's because we have a very special episode of TCA queued up for you guys, which is a live Zoom call with our friends over at Luxscan in Luxembourg.
This is exciting. We talked about it, how we've tried new things. We tried to go live from remote locations a couple of weeks ago where we were in separate places, and it worked. And so this is our first attempt to give you guys here in the U.S. a shot of one of the factories.
That's right.
Over at this one that happens to be in Luxembourg, and we're incredibly excited to learn more about the scanner technology. It's going to be It's going to be a good show.
We cannot wait to patch those guys in. And show you guys around Luxscan's facility. It is awesome. We did a Zoom call in preparation for this yesterday, and I have to say I was absolutely amazed. But before we go into that, a couple of housekeeping notes, Andy. So, First of all, next week we got something big going on. You want to share about that?
Well, again, we talked a little bit about it last week. We are taking the TCA on the road again.
Yeah.
We're doing all kinds of things. Right. So next Tuesday morning, we'll be up bright and early in California. In order to bring it to you at 9 a.m. on the East Coast, we will be up at 6 a.m. in California. We've got a special guest, Mark Nappy from Quality First Woodworking. And we're excited to get some perspective on what panel processing looks like in Southern California, and then we'll go and visit his shop, and then we have a couple of other stops we're going to make, and then next Wednesday and Thursday we'll be live from our showroom as we do an open house event.
That's right.
There'll be a lot of good things.
Yeah, a lot of great things coming up next week. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get the notifications of when we go live next week. And if you guys are in Southern California, make sure you hit up your local WEINIG or Holzer rep to get more information about those events in case you want to attend in person, because it's totally open for you guys to do that as well.
Actually, Bodo's watching now. He's one of the guys in Southern California. He's up early.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, good things happening.
Good morning, Bodo. We are excited to bring TCA and our live stream to you guys in Southern California next week. So that'll be excellent. Can't wait for that. Also, I see that Andreas is watching on Facebook. Andreas, hello. Good afternoon, I guess, since you're across the pond. Hope you're doing well.
I think he's our number one fan, right? Haven't we said that before? He's watching every week.
I think so. Between Andreas and the professor, I think those are our number one fans right there. All right, so listen, Andy. Without any further ado, I think that we need to hop across the pond here and stitch in Luxscan. So let me do that, and we'll get these guys on the line. All right, and we just...
All right, they should be... I'm trying to unmute their microphones. They might have to do it themselves because it's asking me to ask to unmute them.
All right, there we go.
There we go. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Here they are from all the way across in Luxembourg. We have the managing director from Luxscan, JP Hildebrand, and we have Paul to help us out with some of the things in the showroom. We are incredibly excited about this, JP. This is something we've been wanting to do for a long time. Thank you guys for doing it first with us here to allow us to come into your space there.
Well, thanks for giving us the opportunity to be part of it. I mean, we're absolutely excited about this.
Yeah.
Very good. So JP, just tell us a little bit about Luxscan. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do over there in Luxembourg.
Well, so Luxscan is a 20-year-old company. I mean, the company was founded in 1998, and we are a proud member of the WEINIG family since 2007. As you know, I mean, scanning is in our DNA. I mean, several of us have been dealing with scanners even before the Luxscan time. So that's deeply engraved in our mindset, and we're addicted to it, I have to say. And I'm not sure we're going to give up with this addiction actually before the end of the career. That's not the goal. So far, I mean, we managed to sell approximately 500 scanners all around the world in 36 different countries. And as you know, many of them have been sold in North America. That's why today is a big day for us. Today, we are about 50 employees with 15 different nationalities, and that's a very exciting team to be part of.
Yeah, very good. So with all of the growth, and of course we are excited about all the things that are going on in North America, but with 50 people, but 500 systems around the world, what is the service department? What does the service team look like for Luxscan? How are you able to manage taking care of these systems?
Well, I mean, there is the service team is the biggest team in our company. I mean, we are hosting at the moment 15 engineers, and we cover the 10 spoken language here from Luxembourg. On top of which we have to add your colleagues from North Carolina. Right. We also have some colleagues at local agencies in Canada, in Brazil, in Chile, and also in Asia. And so, I mean, all these guys, I mean, more or less 25 people, I mean, to cover the entire world.
So, hey, JP, what about the design team there in Luxembourg? Because you guys actually do all the R&D, correct?
That's correct. I mean, we do all the R&D. I mean, the R&D team is the biggest team in our facility. I mean, it's 12 engineers and doctors. That's the current size, and the size of this team keeps increasing. There will be newcomers next year. Sorry, I wish it would be next week. There will be newcomers. Next year with new things coming.
So wait, so 12 people on R&D out of a 50-person operation over there. That's a pretty large percentage for design and development. Why is that?
Well, yes, I mean, it's 20%. I mean, well, it's very simple. Our philosophy has always been to be in full control of every component that we put into our system, whether it's a hardware component or if it's a software component. That means we need to have a grip on all those required skills. On the hardware side, that means mechanics, controls, electronics, and of course, optical components, including lenses, lasers, and lighting, and so on. And on top of this, of course, I mean, most of us are software engineers. And from a software standpoint, I mean, there is a lot of things to do to make a good scanner. I mean, first of all, I mean, we have to deliver good result to our end customer. That means the optimizing software, I mean, is a special skill that we need to have a grip on. Then, because we are processing a lot of data, I mean, every single board running through a basic scanner will be minimum 300 megabytes of data to process, sometime only in a few hundred milliseconds, and we have to be ready with the right decision at the right time so that the line can process the timber as we say it should be. On top of this, I mean, user interface, I mean, is also an important topic for us. I mean, we need to make sure that our customer can change their cutting bill, very efficiently and very quickly, and they have good control on their statistics, whether it's about how many parts did we process today, or what's the rate of cracks I'm monitoring today? Do I have a drying issue with my kiln drying? Things like that. Mm-hmm. And then, last but not least, image processing. Of course, I mean, we are crunching pixels, and there is a lot of work that is put into image processing. And lately, I mean, over the last 3 years, I mean, we have done a lot of work, I would say, behind the scene, together with artificial intelligence. I mean, now we start to release product. We have released machine, but there is still a lot of ideas that we want to implement with this technology to make it available for everybody.
So
wow. That's lots of data crunching.
I know.
Also, by the way, if you notice, I don't know if you guys are monitoring the comments in Facebook, JP, but Bodo says he likes your beard.
I like yours, Bodo, as well.
So real quick, just to remind everybody watching, remember we're live. So if you guys have questions or comments for JP or Paul, they're in Luxembourg at Luxscan. This is the time. Go ahead and put them in the comments. We'll answer them and talk about them on the actual feed. But right now, JP, what do you think? Can you kind of show us around?
Yes, for sure. I mean, I'm not going to do it personally, but Paul is waiting for us downstairs and ready to give you the tour. So, Paul, It's your turn.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Good morning, USA. Good to see you today. Yeah, thank you. So we're going to make a quick tour of our workshop, and it will give you a good overview of what we're doing here in Luxembourg. So we will start with the heart of the company, the R&D area. So in this place, we are preparing the future. I mean, we are testing new ideas. We are testing new products. We are testing new sensors like new lightings, new lasers, new cameras. But as JP told you, it is in this place that we have tested our artificial intelligence software. And I think you guys received this machine in the US equipped with AI, right?
That's correct. We have it in our showroom right now. I looked at it yesterday.
Yeah, great. And it brings a lot of benefits for our customer, especially in the defect detection. So we'll continue this visit in the assembly area. As you can see here, we are building the machine step by step, part by part. And we will start first with the external frame right here. Then we continue with the internal frame. And as you can see, we are putting these big black boxes on the internal frame, and it will hold these big black boxes. And in these boxes, you will find everything that you need to get an image from your board. I mean, you will have the cameras, the lasers, and the lightings also. After that, we do the wiring work to connect everything. On the other side, we make the work. As you can see here, we are including PCs in these cabinets. And if we continue on this side, you will see that we install doors, but that's not it. The scanner is not ready to work yet. We will continue the visit in a new zone, in the integration zone. And as you can see, we have a lot of scanner in this area. Even if the corona crisis is there, I mean, we still have 13 of this scanner right now, and most of them has been sold.
Wow. So Paul, just real quickly, you say that there's 13 scanners that are being manufactured there now, and most of them are sold?
Yeah, right.
So you
right.
aren't building. So are you building at all for stock, or is it all just pre-ordered?
Yeah. Everything is almost most of them are sold. So as you can see, this machine right there will go to China. This machine right here will go to Russia.
Oh, wow.
This one over there will go to Portugal. This one to Germany. So we sell all over the world. Yeah, Christian, you want to add something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's so cool. So you're in your shop and you're building these, and you know exactly where they're going. You know what application they're going to be scanning for.
Yeah, right. And here, as you can see, we are in the pre-integration zone. It means that the machine has been assembled, and now we are starting up the machine. I mean, we are connecting the scanner to the electrical box, to the PC cabinets. We are linking the scanner with the mechanization. We install the software. We calibrate the sensor. And we make everything that it is possible to get the first image from the scanner. But that's not it. We are going even further to specialize the machine for each customers.
All of those boards in the floor there, is that material that is, are you buying that material in Germany, or is that coming from these different regions around the world? Or tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, in fact, it's part of the process. All these boards that you can see there, for example, or here, they are coming from our customers all over the world, and it's part of the integration of the machine. The machine has been pre-integrated, and now we're finalizing the setup of the machine with this board. I mean, each species from the customer can be different. Each needs can be different also. So, I mean, we are making everything possible to fulfill the needs of our customer with their board. It means that the machine is completely adapted to the customer production.
Right.
If we continue this visit, we will see that right here, we have a training machine. On this machine, we will do the maintenance training for our customers. This is one part of the training. We will teach the customer how to set up some sensors, how to calibrate them, how to do troubleshooting. And this is one part of the training. And the other part of the training for the customers is the training on the optimizing software. And with this optimizing software, they are able to master their production. So we are changing the area right now. As you can see, we are in the showroom. It is in this place where we are doing demos. And we will start first with this machine, the Combi Scan Sense, which is specialized for shop application. In fact, with this setup, we can do two kinds of demos. The first one is a shop optimization with the Combi Scan Sense. And the second kind of demos, we can link the Combi Scan Sense equipped with X-ray. With this machine right here, it is a grading machine. And when we are combining the two machines, we are able to estimate the resistance of each board. If we continue the visit, you will see at the end of this workshop that we have another setup right there with an EasyScan Plus and a front-end scanner. And with this setup, what it is interesting to see is that we will get first the four sides of the boards right here with an optimization. And at the end, you will get the image of the end of the board, as you can see on your screen right now.
Wow. Okay.
It means that you will be able to scan the 6 sides of the board with this setup.
Wow.
Yeah. And we will finish with the last scanner inside this showroom. It is the Combi Scan Sense also. But as you can see, the in-feed and the out-feed side is much wider. It's because we are processing wider board, and this scanner is specialized for ripping application.
For ripping. So how wide of a board can go through that scanner, Paul?
24 inches, Christian.
24 inches. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, even with this COVID situation, life still goes on. I mean, all these demos, when you look at this screen, we can put the machine online, and in fact, we put the machine online, and then we see with our customer what they can do. They send us before their board, and I mean, we can continue to make demos even if the customer cannot be there in Luxembourg.
Wow. I have to say, both of y'all, I mean, there are so many scanners in that facility. I mean, that's just so much technology in those 4 walls. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have to say, Christian, that this is
Yes, indeed. I mean,
this is exactly why I was excited to do these types of tours, because that place is pretty amazing. And so now because it's not so convenient for our customers to travel to Luxembourg. So this allows them to see what's really going on over there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. This is good stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
JP, how many scanners do you have under your roof right now?
Right now, I mean, if I count the demo machines, I think we are at 17 scanners,
17 scanners.
including the showroom scanners.
17 scanners,
yes.
In your facility, which is more than what like most countries have. I mean, like that's a huge amount of technology that you guys can demonstrate. It's very impressive. Very, very impressive.
Well, you guys in the US are ahead of the race on this. I mean, I can't count them anymore.
So JP,
even in your showroom, I think you have almost as much machine as we have in your showroom.
In our showroom, we have 4 scanners, and we have 3 different scanners for chopping, and then we have the RT scanner, the lateral scanner for ripping. So we're showing it off. Actually, there are 2 companies in our showroom today. One of them, as we're doing this interview, there's a company in our showroom looking at some of your technology.
Yeah. So JP, let me ask you. You got quite the facility there, and we've kind of mentioned it before, but I want to hear what you guys have found to be applicable here in 2020 in the age of COVID. I mean, how are you guys dealing with it there at your facility?
Well, it's a bit tough, but we have a very creative team here, and we managed to keep the business at a very decent level. As you've seen, I would even say it's probably slightly better than what I expected. Many systems are in production. We have running projects at customers that we attend either physically or remotely with the help of remote fitters, with the help of some agencies as well, and a lot of ongoing R&D projects still as well. Yes.
Okay. All right. So
you mentioned R&D.
Yeah.
So is there something special, something you can unveil for us here on the TCA, JP? Is there something new you can tell us about?
Well, yes, there's a lot going on. We try to keep everybody busy, not only the production team, but also the R&D guys. I hope they don't listen too much to what I'm saying right now. If not, I'm going to be in trouble. But they do a great job, and we are going to release several new machines next year, and we are also preparing some product release for 2022 and 2023 already. And
planning.
Yes. And of course, besides that, we mentioned earlier during the call the artificial intelligence rollout. There is still a lot of work being done on this. Many species needs to be dialed in, and that's keeping us busy as well, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you mentioned AI, artificial intelligence. Is that in any of your scanners currently, right now?
Yes, we already delivered some machines around the globe. Some in Europe, some in South America, including Combi Scan Sense and front-end scanners. So yes, it's a real product, and it's working for sure. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. So geographically, JP, what just let everybody know as far as Luxscan goes, what's your biggest market around the globe? Where do your scanners go?
Well, any guess, Christian, where that could be?
I'm gonna let you answer that, even though I know the answer.
Well, the answer is North America. It has always been a big place for us. For a lot of time, I would almost say since the beginning of Luxscan, North America has been strongly believing in scanning technology, and we're really happy about that. And especially the East Coast of the US. We have a lot of system in place over there.
That's right. So, so let's dive into that a little bit deeper. In your opinion, why is North America, what you just described, a scanning market? Why is it important here and more than other places around the globe?
Well, you guys are processing a lot of wood and a lot of hardwood, and hardwood is expensive. Every % of fiber you can save will turn into a lot of dollars, for your customer at the end of the month or at the end of the year. And that's why many customers who acquired this technology already years ago, experience sometimes much quicker ROI than expected, in fact. And it's only because of hardwood, for sure.
So is hardwood, is that more complex? Is it more difficult to scan hardwood than it is softwood?
It's been more complex at the beginning, for sure. There are a lot of different shades. Softwood, every pine you can find different kind of pine, but they are very like each other. When you speak about hardwood, I mean, you have all different kind of shades. Your oak and poplar are very different. Then you go to maple, you go to cherry, you include walnut. I mean, and on top of this, what is making it a bit more complex for us and also for the people who are setting up those scanners is that many customers who run scanners in North America are not running just one or two species.
Right.
They may run within a day 4 or 5 different species, which means all these species needs to be dialed into the system from the very beginning, and that's making it a bit more complex than just a typical European setup, I would say.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense to me because defects in, say, poplar and cherry are extremely different. That's a whole different subset of defects, right? So the scanner's looking for different things depending on the species. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly the case, and we need to adapt the machine to this changing environment, so to say, because I mean, a poplar can go from anything from very white to very dark purple,
right.
Passing through yellow, green, and
green. And, right? Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah. you know how it can be, right?
Yeah.
So, yes. Interesting. That's what we're doing. Actually, today we're scanning and sorting by color and finding the right for ripsaw, defining the proper rips to make sure we get the right colors out of the board and things like that. So one of the things, and Paul mentioned it briefly in his tour, but you hear it mentioned a lot when we're talking about scanners. That's X-ray. You know, is X-ray is that something that's used a lot? Is it something that's more specific for for hardwood versus softwood, or is it required at all? Can you tell us more about that?
I mean, it was required when we started. The Luxscan adventure. I mean, X-ray was a must to process hardwood properly, but that's not the case anymore. Okay. I think it's been at least a decade now since we sold our last X-ray system for hardwood. We have a lot of experience on hardwood. We adapted our vision systems, the lighting and the lasers and so on, and we don't need this technology anymore. And I have to say, somewhere it's a good thing for our customer because X-ray is expensive and it's more complex to maintain. So we still deliver this technology, but not anymore for hardwood scanning purposes.
So hardwood scanning is moving away from X-ray into newer technology.
Yes, for sure. Yes, okay. Yes, definitely.
So, all right, so Andy mentioned it a little bit, and we've kind of touched on it, but just to kind of dive more into it for our audience, the actual cutting application that happens after a scanner, we normally associate with a optimizing chop saw, but that's not the only cutting application that you guys deal with, right?
No, I mean, it's the majority of what we are doing. I mean, this is it's a no-brainer for many customers that a scanner is a good machine in a chop operation. But more and more people now are acquiring our machine for ripping application, and quite often, I mean, the bang for the bucks is even higher, and so we get more and more orders for those machines. Mm-hmm. And that's true on the dry side and as well on the green side. We have developed a complete range of products for this ripping application, starting from the entry level with the Scan, going all the way up to the Combi Scan Sense. And as you know, we also have a lateral solution like the Scan RT, which you guys demonstrated during the virtual tour at Cutter Woodworking a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I was just going to say, JP, I think that you've watched all of them, but just in the last month or so, we've put out some live streams of various scanners. Yeah. We were up at Cutter. Andy and I were up at Cutter Woodworking, which is running some scanning line. And then also our very own Brett Hopper did some demos a couple of weeks ago during Next Level, including one for the lateral RT scanner, which is right in front of our wall. Right? Yeah.
Right.
Yes. I mean, that's a machine we developed. I mean, there was a lot of interaction between our teams, especially with Brett. Mm-hmm. And we came up with that idea. I mean, lateral scanning needs to be fairly expensive. But with this moving camera setup, I mean, we're able to offer something which is quite cost effective and providing very good results.
Right. You know, that's one thing I want to touch on real quick is that one thing that I've been extremely impressed about with Luxscan is the cooperation with us here at WEINIG USA and also our customer base here in North America. Whenever we go into a scanning project, it really is this kind of group think, solution-oriented mentality where everyone's getting together, looking at the actual material at the customer location, looking at their needs specifically, and then coming up with the right solution. It's not just trying to stick a scanner that was already made or something like that into a line. It's really coming up with that full solution.
Well, that's correct. I mean, if we just take the lateral scanning, I mean, when we started our discussion together with the guys at Qatar Woodworking, I mean, they had a chop scanner already from us, and they were happy with it, and they wanted to implement rib scanning. Mm-hmm. But there was just no room for longitudinal scanning, and right. We had to scratch our head a little bit, you know, to find a solution for this. You can see the result today. but finally we came up with something pretty nice, and it worked out pretty well. I mean, it worked out so well that they bought a second one.
Right. Yeah, so basically they're able to, over at Qatar Woodworking, they're able to scan boards prior to a rip saw, and really the only cost of that was the hair on your head. So, you know, it's not a bad trade-off, right?
Well, I guess Andy will tell you that my hairs are expensive.
Well, speaking of expensive, JP, that brings us to probably the most asked question for when we start going down the path of scanning technology, and that's just affordability. You know, scanners have always been known for being super expensive.
Right.
You know, what are some of the things that are changing that? Is it changing? Is it getting more affordable? You know, tell us a little more about where that trend is going.
Well, I mean, the trend, I think, is really going into the right direction. First of all, I mean, we demonstrated several times a very quick ROI, and I would even say quicker ROIs than foreseen. And on top of this, as you know, we have developed a complete portfolio with 3 different levels of scanning capabilities and price performance ratio, so to say. And basically, whether it's for ripping or chopping, I think Luxscan now can really offer a scanner for everybody. Whether you just need the cross-cutting capabilities for just one optimizing saw, or if you need to go all the way up to 3 or 4 saws, I mean, for high-speed lines.
Right. So there's a whole array. It's not just the enormous, multi-million-dollar system. There's a whole array of solutions that scanning can give you.
Yeah,
that's correct. And if we look, I mean, in the past year, I mean, our business has increased a lot, and I would say the high-end portion of it is more or less stable. Okay. We know all these big guys who want to have the best and the greatest status and so on.
Right.
But if we just look over the past 3 or 4 years, I mean, it really is the entry-level segment and the mid-size segment that has boosted our business. And what you've seen today in our workshop is probably, excuse me, it's not COVID, I'm sorry. I guarantee you. What you have seen today in the workshop is that we have probably even more mid-size scanner or entry-level scanners than high-end machines. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I think we should make the point that we do have 4 scanners here in our office or in our showroom in Mooresville for anyone that might want to know more about this. If there is something that we couldn't show, which I think we have quite a wide range of scanning technology here to show. But if there's something that we can't show, obviously we can use this technology. We've done that with some of the factories. In lieu of being able to travel from the U.S. to Europe, we've been able to do these types of interactions to be able to show off the technology in more of a private demo in the factories as well. So I'm sure that we could work something out like that if we needed to see something else. But we've got plenty here to show.
Yeah.
So so do our customers.
We have experience on this. I mean, we sold already a few scanners in the US without having people jumping into place, and that happens at least 2 or 3 times, as far as I remember.
Right.
Before the COVID time.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's convenient. We have the technology to make this convenient. Why not use it? Right. That's what we talk about a lot on this show, is that we hope that our industry will continue to use the, we've learned a lot of lessons on how to do business remotely, and let's continue to make we'll continue to increase the customer experience to make it better by use of this new technology.
Also, coupling that by what Jim was saying as far as scanning getting more into the mid-sized shops makes it make more sense to either travel to Mooresville, North Carolina instead of Luxembourg, right? Or to remote into a Zoom meeting instead of flying across the country or across the world.
Sure. Whether that be in Mooresville or in Luxembourg.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
So with that said, anyone watching, if you guys are more interested, if you're interested more in scanning capabilities, let your Weinig or Holzer agent know so that they can get you in touch with some experts here, either in Mooresville or in Luxembourg, and we can set up a virtual meeting or an in-person meeting and show you the technology.
Oh, we got to mention Chloe making some nice comments on the line. She must be a fan of Luxscan. And well done. I'm sure she's talking to you, JP.
So,
I think she's talking to Paul, in fact.
Okay. So JP, thanks for joining us, and thank you to your entire team over there for making it happen this morning. It has been a pleasure to have you guys on and to see your facility over there.
Yeah, speaking of Paul, make sure to tell him thank you. That was an excellent tour. It's obvious that you guys have some just top-notch talent there, some very knowledgeable people in your facility there to work with these scanners, because this is high-end technology. You've got to have very capable people.
Absolutely. That's right.
Thank you very much. We do have very capable people, and we are very proud of this team, and very happy to be part of this show today. And for me, it was a no-brainer that this was the thing to do. I mean, I'm watching your TCA thing, every week, and that's really excellent. I mean, you show some creativity there, and that's really great.
Yeah. Well, thank you, JP. We appreciate you guys. So, okay, so everyone, so all the audience who's made it to the end of the stream or the end of the stream viewership, a couple things just to wrap up. First of all, thanks for joining us today for this very special edition of TCA. Second of all, remember next week, TCA is on the road in Southern California. We are going to be going to various shops down there. We're having TCA from our showroom, Expo West in Anaheim, California. We're also having an open house next week in California, which we'll be live streaming from as well. So a super busy week in Southern California next week. Andy and I will both be out there, so don't worry, you still get to see us, which I know you're all concerned about. So other than that, thank you everyone for joining us. Thanks for tuning in this morning.
All right. Have a great week, everyone.